Nice to be here. Now, I know you've had a long, hot day in this room. You wanted to drink and get into that pool. So I hope that I can entertain you at least for the next half hour. I want to begin that by thanking Simon and Gavin and Gordon. Thank you for your very kind invitation to come here and participate. I think what you're doing up here is really very special, and it's the reason why I accepted the invitation to come up. It's wonderful to see this kind of very broad-based grassroots movement at the regional level. What you are doing is unique, and you're solving a massive headache for us. So I thank you dearly for that. And to my colleagues, guys, I haven't said hello to you yet. I'm going to start with a diversion. Nothing about water information at all, but I'm going to tell you that something cool that the Bureau does. Before the water stuff came along, and still to this day, we run this amazing, what we call composite observing system, where we collect data from all kinds of exotic sources, spacecraft, aircraft, ships, buoys out in oceans, even river gauging, rain gauges. We have some 6,000 community rainfall observers around the country. We have some 70-odd field stations located throughout the continent where people are making observations 24 hours a day, setting up balloons and the like. This stuff's been going on for 100 years in Europe. Naturally, it's getting more sophisticated every year. There's a big whopping supercomputer in the bowels of our organisation that assimilates all this data in real time, puts it through numerical weather prediction models to generate your 7-day weather forecasts. And it requires a very, very sophisticated IT and communications infrastructure. So the Bureau has developed a remarkable competency in collecting the data and curating it and using it in models. It actually uses that data to deliver a range of different services to the community. And most of these will be, well, some of them will be known to you, obviously the National Weather Service and the work that we do in climate and meteorological research is probably best known. You may not know though that we run the National Tsunami Warning Service. We run the National Tidal Centre as well that makes all of the baseline tidal measurements and tidal issues for tidal prediction around the continent. We collect a lot of information on the ocean, and we actually run a three-dimensional computer model of all of the ocean currents around Australia. Temperature, salinity, current direction and speed, and that's actually used for navigation in shipping. We run the flood warning and forecasting service for the nation, and we are now taking on this new national information. So what we are taking on is a new and bold thing, but it's part of a very big constellation of services in the Bureau undertakes. People love and appreciate the Bureau services as evidenced by these remarkable Bureau website hits. That scale is 2.5 billion at the top. 2.5 billion hits per month on the website is our peak rate. As you can see, it's pretty much a monotonic growth every year as people get more and more connected to the internet. There's a cyclicity in it, of course. We get most of the hits during the summer period, but it is growing, and this accounts for some 40% of Australian government web traffic and about 1% of overall Australian web traffic is through the Bureau website. It's quite remarkable. We're just hoping a little bit of this glow can wipe off on water information. That would be great. You might be a little blip on top of it, but if we can get a percent of that action, I'll be very happy. I think the community will be a lot richer by getting access to that information. So let's turn to water information. This is a new thing for the Bureau, and it's new in a number of ways. It's a call to action to deal with some pretty systemic water security problems that we have that are caused by these water scarcity factors. I won't enumerate them, but the fact is this country is in a real pickle with being able to share a limited but exceedingly valuable resource around. And it's incumbent upon us to make sure that we're actually measuring every drop of it accurately. Where it's falling, where it's moving, how it's being allocated and used. And the country, until recently, has been very ill prepared for that challenge. And that's what this program is really all about. It's primarily about providing better optics on our water scarcity problems. Now, what's different about this, of course, is that we're not making the primary measurements. All of you and some 200 plus organisations around the country are doing so. We've got a rather novel job insofar as we have to collect and try and harmonise and reason about it and produce valuable information products. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But this is our mission. It is to equip Australia to manage water scarcity, water quality and flood risk, if that's being a legacy function of the Bureau, through ready access to high quality water information and a bunch of value-added products that will flow from that. This all came to start on July 2007. It was a big Commonwealth funding initiative, $450 million. Over the last 2.5 years, we've been building up a division of people. We've appointed 130 staff, and we're currently in the process of building the information systems. There's a lot of information.
Some of the new staff?
Sorry?
Can we have some of the new staff?
No, I'm afraid not. But I hope they can be offering to.
Not enough, I can assure you.
And you'd be aware, of course, of the administered fund, and some money's been made available to the project up here, which I'm very, very pleased that we've been able to support in a small way what you're doing. And of course, there's this legislative backing behind this, the Water Act and the water regulations. And the water regulations really are the basis upon everything that we're collecting and specifies what we need to collect from whom and when. Not a perfect piece of work, I'll grant you, done in a little bit of a hurry, but I think a pretty solid foundation, something which will improve over time. But it is going to equip the Bureau, I believe, with most of the data that it needs to do its job. Our new functions are as follows. Really, the top three things are the main things. We have the authority under the Act to set standards for water information. We've done a little bit of that, but not very much today, actually. Curiously, you would have thought that's where we would start, but instead we've had to actually get into the business quickly of building information systems and ingesting the data that we're collecting, because there is a political expectation, of course, that we're going to show some progress pretty quickly. Pretty tough ask, but I think we're going to get there next year and show some nice product that will keep the politicians happy. And the third thing there is to provide a range of value-added information products, which I'll talk about. For the first 5 years, we've got these two other things. We're running this modernisation and extension fund to assist you guys in collecting information to do your job well about. But importantly also to ease the burden that we're placing on you with supplying information to us. We're very cognizant of the trouble that we're leading you to, and we do appreciate everything that you do for us. We hope in some small measure this fund helps to ease that burden. And we are making some major investments in R&D because the technology that you need to do hydrology in this country isn't off-the-shelf stuff. It's really got to be developed out of R&D and translated into operational systems. And, so we have a major research alliance with CSIRO over the first 5 years. I want to stress the title of the talk, which is Leveraging Water Information. And it's really to emphasise the fact that we see this, and it is squarely part of the national effort. There is no such thing as a national program beyond what we're doing at the moment. But the truth of the matter is that when you put everything together that you are all doing out there, it's a massive investment. It's probably something of the order of about $300 million per year. The total value, the total cost of all of the monitoring and all the data management and all the information reporting that goes on in the water sector, probably of the order of about $300 million a year. So this is about this program here is roughly a 10% increment on top of that. And it's very important that we actually structure the way that we do this to be a really strategic value add.